Hi, this is eyeonwashington.blogspot.com. That's EYE-on-washington.blogspot.com. This is a message that I am sharing with you from the Blogspot. I'm asking you today, I'm suggesting that all of you today plan on sending Wall Street a hard-nosed message. And that message is Americans, the average American, will be selling off their stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. That is the only way that we as Americans can put a stop to the fraud that has occurred against this nation. President Obama isn't listening to us. Timmy G. Geithner isn't listening to us. Nor is Ben Bernanke or Congress. The only way we can send a message to Wall Street right here from our lazy boy recliners is to sell off your equities and your bonds and your mutual funds. So my message today is down with Wall Street. Did you know that 10% of all the income earners hold 50% of the nation's income? If you want to make a statement and shake up Wall Street, then sell all your equities soon. I suggest that date be around October 23rd, 2009. Wall Street has demonstrated that it can push the Dow up without any real recovery. What we continuously hear is how homes are selling slightly up, but when compared from a year ago, it remains negative. We hear how consumer buying is slightly up, but when compared to a year ago, it still is way down and remains in negative territory. With savings significantly up, how can the consumer who is strapped for expendable cash be spending? If it isn't a cash for something government program, then there is no real spending. Look at the facts. Credit card default is increasing, as is commercial real estate defaults. So where is the recovery? Without the real economy recovering, there is no spending. Without wages increasing and people going back to work, then there is no real recovery, but only a hyped one by the likes of such people as Ben Bernanke and the money mad hatters. President Obama continues to hide the real facts. If you want to send a powerful message to Wall Street, President Obama, Ben Bernanke, and Timmy G. Geithner, that the other 90% of the wage earners will not support the economic crime syndicate and the top 10% damaging the real economy at the expense of everyone else, then pull your money out of equities and bonds and put it into money markets or cash. Force our officials to tell the truth and pass legislation that helps the real economy and not just the investment corporate elite economy. Even if it were for a month or two, the message would be sent. The market would drop 1,000 or 2,000 points in a matter of hours and days. The message would be that unless there was fairness, as well as market regulation and controls, the real people would not play. Also, if the Justice Department continues to seriously resist a grand jury investigation that would delve deeply into the economic, financial, investment, banking crime syndicate, then the real people will not play. We need to know why the economy went south. Who were those that were responsible? What criminal activity led up to it and ran through it? And why it was allowed to occur in the first place, to just list a few questions. Ben Bernanke appears to have committed fraud when threatening Congress to hand over $700 billion in the form of TARP, or else the economy would collapse. It appears that the threat was erroneous. He said that unless the billions were given up, the commercial paper market would freeze and businesses would come to a halt. The threat made it look like business would not be able to function unless TARP, which means Troubled Asset Relief Program, was put into place. Yet the next day, Bernanke opened up a commercial paper facility whereby he was open for business buying commercial paper. Bernanke had the authority to do this without Congress's cash. This looks like fraud as well as extortion. And former Treasury Secretary Hank Paulson, another field marshal for the financial crime syndicate bosses, told Congress that if they did not issue TARP, martial law would likely have to be put into place. He threatened that if a bailout was not passed, then the economy would collapse. There would be no panic in the streets. There would be panic in the streets, a run on the banks, and martial law instituted by the likes of Little Boy Bush would happen. This sounds like blackmail. The investment banks were thrilled. They got their bonuses, and Goldman Sachs, along with AIG, got billions to bail out their counterparty colluders. By keeping your money in equities, bonds, and mutual funds, instead of shifting over into cash or money market funds, then you are supporting this theft and fraud. President Obama has shown his complete support for Bernanke, the Fed field marshal for the financial crime syndicate. Timmy G. Geithner allowed these investment banks, such as Goldman Sachs and Bank of America, as well as the others located in New York, to go unregulated when he was the chairman of the New York Federal Reserve Bank. This is their game, which is to keep them flowing with cash while looking the other way and sending them US dollars at 0% interest. Now, the FDIC is considering asking these investment banks to loan it money since it is almost broke. This is like asking bank robbers for a loan. Oh, isn't that exactly how the mob has operated? It is not all that painful, folks. You have had worse pain. Just sell and put your holdings into cash. Keep it there for a month or two, and then buy again, if you wish, at new, lower prices. The message will be sent if the nation does this. Change would occur because the fat cats would not know when the real people would pull this stunt again. This is the change we can make happen. We cannot wait any longer. Thank you. I hope you follow through with this. Please check out the blog spot. That is IEYE-on-Washington.blogspot.com. Thank you, and good day.